Welcome to the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos. Since we talked last, I know we didn't talk last week, but we talked the week before, feathers have been ruffled in the fight game. Vasyl Lomachenko, if you haven't seen him, make sure you catch him in December. That's the time he says he's going to fight. He says he's going to fight next in December against whoever. Now, Vasyl Lomachenko, he's 9-1, beat up Mariaga. It was a masterful performance. Boxing may make a comeback if they continue to put primetime fights and performances like that on ESPN. Now, also, what else happened? 2 weeks ago, Jon Jones beat Daniel Cormier in his return to the octagon in UFC, called out Brock Lesnar and said, hey, how, you want to get beat up by somebody 40 pounds less than you? I like the ferociousness of Jon Jones. I like the initiative. Let everybody know in UFC that you're back and you'll fight anybody. You don't care about the weight, the class. You don't care about anything except the person that's standing in front of you. So I like the fact that Jon Jones is anxious about fighting new contenders and new opponents. However, can he keep the bones clean? Because if he can do that, he would without a doubt be the best fighter ever to step in a UFC octagon. But we'll have to wait and see if he can continue to maintain his sobriety and make the right choices outside of the octagon. We know he can do it inside of the octagon. We saw what he did to Daniel Cormier, who's a great fighter in himself. But he's no match for Jon Bones Jones. Now, Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, we all talk about that fight. We hear about it every day on social media. You check your Instagram, oh, Floyd said this. You check your Facebook, oh, Conor said that. But did we know that Conor McGregor had some stuff up his sleeve? Now, allegedly he has some stuff up his sleeve in his sparring matches with Paulie Malignaggi were very educational, as Paulie would put it. Now, Paulie quit on his camp, the McGregor camp, the other day because he says that he felt exploited and set up the way he was scooped up from the airport like a secret agent and taken right to the ring and had to box in front of Dana White and other UFC and fighting dignitaries. And Conor McGregor, from the photos that I saw, laid those paws, as Scrappy would say, on Mr. Paulie Malignaggi. Now, I'd like to know about the variety that Conor may have, because from the photos, I see Conor jump up and he's in a still photo, but Paulie says, hey, release the video. We'll see what really happened. But keep in mind, in boxing, there are some things that are still legal that Floyd has not seen in the ring. There's a Superman punch as well as a spinning backhand punch that are both legal. We know Conor McGregor being a person who understands Muay Thai. He can spin and kick. He can't kick, obviously, in a boxing match, but he can throw Floyd off with his reflexes because he's flexible. You've seen Conor McGregor do all this. You see him do all that. He understands how to get into a fighter's head, and I think he'll get in Floyd's head because of the different things that he'll show him in the fight. Now, obviously, Nevada rejected the 8-ounce gloves that were requested by Floyd. We know Floyd would prefer some gloves like that simply because, Conor would probably prefer gloves like that simply because they fight with smaller gloves in UFC. But I don't think it matters to Floyd. He definitely wants those 10-ounce gloves, though, I can tell you that, because his hands are 40 years old, and you don't want to beat the 40-year-old hands up. So they'll have to fight in those 10-ounce gloves. 8-ounce gloves, no deal. Now, if you fight a Miguel Cotto with 8-ounce gloves, that could hurt. And a UFC fighter with 8-ounce gloves, that could hurt. So I'm curious to see the power that Conor McGregor shows and displays in this fight. Wait and see. Now, speaking of upsets that could take place, speaking of upsets that already took place, Usain Bolt couldn't ride off, or should I say run off into the sunset this time at the World Championships in London this weekend. Justin Gatlin has the heat, and he's been hunting Usain Bolt for almost the past 10 years. Now, why is this redemption for Justin Gatlin? We know about Usain Bolt. We know he's a world icon. We know that he's a phenomenal track and field athlete, maybe the greatest of all time. He's bigger than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant overseas. We get all that. But Justin Gatlin, if you don't know about Justin Gatlin's story, he's an ex-Tennessee Vol. He's been through multiple drug suspensions over the years for PEDs, which I hope those were not involved in this case. I'm not going to say they were. I am proud of Justin Gatlin because it just shows the spirit and character of sport. What do you do when there's an insurmountable odd or insurmountable obstacle in front of you? You have to face it head on. He has not beaten Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt has been his adversary that he's been unable to conquer. But through it all, he persevered and was able to get a gold at the World Championships in Usain Bolt's last and final race. We can say that we feel sorry for Usain Bolt, but we have no choice but to feel happy for Justin Gatlin simply because he is an American. So we have to cheer for our country in events like this, and also because he finally was able to conquer that track demon, which was Usain Bolt, who burnt up the track for almost 10 years, 2008, 2012, 2016 Olympics, and the World Championships in the opposite year. So congrats to Justin Gatlin. Now, NFL-wise, I've been waiting to get to this topic. Jay Cutler got a check cut for $10 million for 1 year. Miami Dolphins, what were you thinking? Now, I understand that you didn't want to sign Colin Kaepernick. He's still getting the hate. He's still dealing with haters because of his political activism that he did last year, that he did conduct with the protests, taking a knee on the national anthem. But Colin Kaepernick, you mean to tell me that he's not a better fit, better option in a Miami offense with Jay Ajayi, who has a great run game, than Jay Cutler, who was a bum with Denver, who was a bum with the Chicago Bears? You're gonna take Jay Cutler and sign this man who's probably been on the couch, who's probably been eating Chico sticks and popcorn and drinking soda pop because he's about to get on TV and be a broadcaster. He's trying to perfect that craft because he couldn't perfect the football craft. So you're going to bring him into Miami and make him your quarterback over Matt Moore, who's got similar statistics. And their quarterback ratings, I want to say, are like what? They were like 58, 59, their passer ratings. And what, Collins was 64 maybe? Above that? Like, what's that, 6 points above? This is obviously about more than football with Colin Kaepernick. We all know that. I'm beating a dead horse. However, this is karma for the league. Indy, Miami, Baltimore, all you guys may need a quarterback to start the season. And Colin Kaepernick is the most viable option, but the owners are showing that they don't care about a last option or a bottom dollar. They are worried about saving face for the people who they hang out with, who might have a little cheese on the same level as them. They don't want to face that internal social scrutiny and that public social scrutiny from their fans. So what do? Just not sign them. I thought this was the land of the free, the home of the brave. NFL, come on now. Those guys put their bodies on the line, and if they want to do a peaceful protest, they should be able to voice their opinion in a peaceful manner. I'll talk about that another day. Also, another quarterback that we often talk about, the GOAT, Tom Brady, turned 40, and we fantasize about if he can really ball at this advanced age, because I can't call him old. Now, his the concussion questions, those have arisen simply because of what his wife Gisele Bundchen said a few months ago, saying that he had concussions last year. And, Brady denied that. And then the other day he says, you know what, as far as my medical history goes, it's nobody's business. You're right. HIPAA laws do say it's nobody's business. But if you are getting concussions, Tom Brady, how long will you really play and how will you be after football? CTE research yielded results for 90% of that 90% of players who play the game of football who were tested had this degenerative disease. The ones who donated their brains and for research had this disease. Now, this does not help football with Tom Brady acting like this. And then Boomer Esiason, Bengals great, comes out and says yesterday that he's probably got CTE, and anybody that plays football probably has CTE. That's not a great thing to come out of a great player's mouth about the sport of football, considering what's going on and all the things and all the fears and worries that moms have for their kids playing youth football. But we have to face reality. We know football is an inherently dangerous sport. You've got to understand that when you sign up and take the risk. I played football 4 years. I feel okay, but that is right now. But the most I can do is enjoy my life, live my life. In football, I love it. I have a passion for it, and so does Jamal Adams, the safety from LSU that was drafted by the Jets. He received a public scolding last week for his comments saying the perfect place to die would be on a football field. I respect the passion because you have to be willing to put your body on the line, whether it's a soccer field, a football field, a baseball field, a lacrosse field, a basketball court, a tennis court. You've got to be willing to put your body on the line in order to accomplish athletic feats at a phenomenal level, an exceptional rate. Now, speaking of someone who accomplishes athletic feats at an exceptional rate, Chef Curry with that shot, boy, has a life after hoops, maybe? Did you see he was in the golf tournament this weekend, the web.com tournament? He shot a 74. Sweet English on not just the basketball, but the golf ball. Chef, will you be playing golf after basketball? I don't know, sir, but you are balling on all levels right now. Keep it up. Neymar broke up with Messi like Kyrie wants to break up from Bron. Neymar left Barcelona. Now he's with Paris Saint-Germain. So we'll see how that club fares. In Barcelona, I'm sure they'll stay good. They still got Suarez and Messi and everybody else. So looking forward to seeing what happens with the EPL, English Premier League, Champions League. College football is closer than hump day before Thursday, so make sure you're paying attention to Zonos. I'll have some juice on that soon. Thank you always for watching the Zonos Sports Show, and remember, you know Zonos.